Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Famous, and today I'm going to be talking about what it takes to actually study medicine in the Philippines. Discussing what it took me for me to get here. So at least as a prospective medical student, you could also apply. So let's go get straight to the point now. Now, what does it take to study medicine in the Philippines here? This one for international students, for students coming outside Philippines. So number one, what you need, what they do here, unlike my country and like most countries that were colonized by the British, you would do MBBS back home. But here, MBBS is like 6 years. But here, what they do here is the American system, which is MD, Doctor of Medicine, which is 4 years. So meaning for you to start medicine in this country, what you need to do, you need to get a first degree first. First degree course in anything related to biology. Sometimes, yeah, I think a psychology is also included. So number one, you need to get a first degree. Now, if you don't have a first degree from your home country, definitely you can still do your first degree here. So that's the number one thing. You need to get a first degree. Then number two, they have the national medical admission exam here. For that is the NMAT, National Medical Admission Test here, National Medical Admission Test. So once you have your first degree, you have to do the NMAT. So the NMAT has a minimum score of 40. That's the minimum score. So uh, the your NMAT score now will determine the category of school you will be attending in the Philippines. So you have to make sure you have a first degree. You have to make sure you have your NMAT written here, and the NMAT can only be written in California and here in the Philippines. So for you to write the NMAT, you have to either be in the Philippines here, or if you're in the US, you can write it in California. So the cost of the NMAT is roughly like 85 to $100. It's quite cheap. So you do that, then you can write the exam. So that you pass, write NMAT, write NMAT. Then yeah, for like most students now that have their first degree, for them to come here, you have to either seek for a tourist visa. You can seek for a tourist visa from your home country. Then to come over here to write the exams, or you can like what some other student does. What they do is this: they just get a master's. They get a master's in public health program. Then they come over to Philippines as they're doing their masters in public health. Then they'll pursue the NMAT. Then immediately the NMAT score it's okay, so they can just pause the masters program. Then continue with their MD. Then after the MD, they can finish up with the master. So you can apply for tourist visa, or you apply for student visa to come here. So that's the number three thing. You have to have a first degree. If you do not have a first degree, you could do the first degree here in the Philippines. Then two, you have to write your NMAT, and the cost of the NMAT is about 85 to $100, which can be written here or California. Then for those students that are not in the US, you have to be in the Philippines here. And for you to be here, you can apply for either tourist or student visa to be here. Then another thing I want to remind students, for students coming from okay, prospective student, a lot of students that don't know much about gaining admission here, getting into admission here. I'm just going to clarify that even before I came here, I never knew how things are being done here. There are a lot of schools, especially schools in the US. You could seek admission online, then they will send you your admission letter via a courier services. But here, it's not done that way. For you to get admission, somebody have to be here. Somebody have to be here to represent you and drop your document to the school. Then once your document is being, it has to get to the school. Then the admission committee will go through it. If they have to, or if you have to do an interview, you do that. Then what they will do then, once you've been given admission, then the attorney here, that is the lawyer, immigration lawyer, they have to sign it. So what most embassies, Philippine embassies abroad, what they want, They want to see a hard copy of your admission letter from your school, not email copy. Hard copy means the copies that have been signed by Foreign Affairs here in the Philippines, and also signed by a lawyer here. So they want to see a hard copy. Uh, they want to see a hard copy. So for you to gain admission into any program in this country, you need an admission letter, hard copy admission letter. They don't accept the embassy don't accept emailed admission letters. So that is the fourth thing. If you come in, you must get the hard copy letter from the Philippines here. So, and another thing I should let some students know that I think cost of tuition in this country is it's about $8,000, or let's say $10,000 to $20,000, depend on the school. Like most schools in Manila, it's quite expensive. Then there's another school. I think one school in Baguio. What's the name of this? There's a school in Baguio. It's one of those top. Most of those top 10 schools, like UST. Those schools, they're quite expensive. So if you have to budget at least minimum 20K, $20,000 a year, your if your target is to attend the top tier schools. But almost every school here, their system, it's quite okay. The educational system is quite okay. So it's quite fair. So you have to get hard copy admission letter. Then that is the tuition is between $10,000 to $20,000 per year. Then the cost of living here is also quite affordable. It's quite affordable. Like personally, my cost of living here, it's I think I spend less than $1,000 every month, which covers my house rent, my feeding, transportation, pocket money. I think I spend less than $1,000. So for you to study in this country, at least let's just say let's say for studying medicine now, let's say you're studying an average university, your tuition is 10K. Then let's say you budget another 10K for your upkeep. So each year, for you could budget $20,000 for each year to study medicine here, minimum of $20,000. Then another thing is, once you get here also, you have to do quarantine. There's something we call quarantine here. So now, because it's this coronavirus, I think if you're coming outside Philippines now, you have to do COVID-19 test at least, because most of those airlines wouldn't allow you even fly if you don't have a COVID-19 test that was done at minimum 4 days ago. So you have to have a COVID-19 test so that you wouldn't have problems with the immigration. You have a COVID-19 test. Then of course, normally students that get here, they have to do quarantine also, quarantine test to check their bill of health. So once you get here, you have to go through quarantine test. If you're going through visa process, you have to go through quarantine test. Then once you get here also, definitely, because once you get here, you have 1 month to stay in the country. No matter the category of visa you come with, you have 1 month. You can stay within that 1 month. Then you have to convert your visa. After 1 month, you have to convert your visa to student visa. So then they will give you your student permit, then your student permit, that is study permit. You get your study and ACRO card. So that makes you that is after you've gone to the school. Then you do an official enrollment. But once you get here now, I'm talking about maybe student freshers that are coming for, let's say, for first degree. So you get here, you have your admission. Once you get here, you go through the process. You go to the school for official registration. After official registration, you hand over your passport to the immigration department in your school. Then from there, they can process it. They'll take it to the immigration here to process it and extend your visa. Now the cost of extending visa, it depends on the school. There are some schools that are quite a little bit cheaper. There are some that is a little bit higher. Like my school, I think the cost of this thing here is about up to $1,000. The cost of visa extension, I think it's up to $1,000 at least. My visa extension is up to one. No, no, not up to. I think it's less than between $80, between $800 to $1,000. So that's what it costs to extend a visa here. So yeah, so I think I'm clear enough. So number one thing you need is for you to study medicine here, you must have first degree. If you don't have first degree, definitely you can still come over to do it here. Two, you must write the NMAT, because for NMAT is just like the MCAT. Just like MCAT in the US, here they have NMAT. So you have to take NMAT and you have to meet the minimum score. Then thirdly, once you meet the minimum score, then and for you to write the NMAT, you have to be here. So you have to apply for visa to be here. You have to apply for visa to be here. That's number three. Then number four, once you get your you pass the NMAT already, you are already here, then you have to do official enrollment. And as I said, the cost of tuition is let's say your minimum budget should be like $20,000 every year. So in case a prospective student that have information, not information, if you have question, I'm going to drop my email down, so that you could always message me in case you need any assistant, anything. If you need anything here, I could always be of help. So my email will be down there. So I thank you for watching. More videos will be coming your way. All right.